Eddie did not write this, but Dawg Pound Daily did. The question, and it's an interesting question, is Colin Kaepernick a better backup option than Jacoby Brissett? Before we dive into this, let's take a look. And again, I know Colin Kaepernick took the 49ers to the Super Bowl one year, but his last year in 2016, he had a 1-10 record. So he was pretty good in 2013. He was okay in 2014, 2015, 2-6, 2016, 1-10. Eddie, my answer would be no. Give me Jacoby Brissett. The guy hasn't played in 6 years as well. So again, I get it. At one point in time, he was a very dynamic quarterback, but he had a couple of good years, and then the league kind of adjusted to him.
Yeah, and I would say no. As soon as I saw this, I was like, well, that's an instant no. But let me read what Matt says. Shout out Matt McPatrick for that. He's the one who wrote that. And it's an interesting think piece if you think about it, because he's been out of the league for 6 years. He's been wanting to be back in the league for all those years, but he was somewhat blackballed, depending on who you ask and what they have to say about it. But yeah, he hasn't played in 6 years. Brissett, while he doesn't, light the world on fire, he is a serviceable backup. So if he has to come in relief for Deshaun because of the suspension or injury, he's capable of doing so, and he has a good running game and offensive line around him. But Kaepernick, yeah, he hasn't played in a while. He had a good season, 12-4. The last season there, he did go 1-10 as the starter, which I don't think wins our quarterback stat entirely. And that team was just a mess that year. They just weren't very good. They weren't as good as they were in the previous few years with him. But I hope he does come back in the league. I just don't think it's going to be with the Browns, and I think that they're content with Brissett, and then Josh Dobbs is his backup.
Yeah, and again, I think it's an interesting question. Again, he hasn't played in 6 years.